Hello, welcome everybody. It's William Jamming. Welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, this is my channel. My name is William Jamming, and currently I'm right now unemployed, independent developer. So yeah, I really need this channel to work, and the best way to support me is to subscribe to the channel because I really need that to reach that. Monetization hurdle. Thank you so much for support, and let's get started. So you're watching a series of video about iOS mini project where I divide the really big complex project into modularized projects so you guys can learn and then make reusable module that you can use later. Okay, so we are talking about progress bar. Previously we already create a progress bar, something like this. And so we got progressing and we got progress bar, we got this system defaults SF symbol, as well as the interpolated string that can change according to the timer. And we already learned about the state, the variable, the timer, vstack, edgestack, all the fun stuff. And it's the functional progress bar, but still it's a really raw, really fundamental, and to be honest not so good at design. So in this video I'm going to show you guys first is how to beautify this project by adding more customizations. The second is that I'm going to make this not so progress bar, but rather like a progress pie or some advanced customization. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So first is that I'm going to do more customization of the original so-called the classic progress bar. Okay, so right now it's definitely too thin, and I'm going to add more stuff to it. So by the way, if you don't know, hopefully you know, but I'm going to demonstrate it any way. So let's just select the vstack and comment all that out. So if you look at the progress view, there is a default version of a progress view. So if you do nothing, you just use progress view, and it would just give you a sort of a processing icon that is completely different from this progressing processing. So yeah, it's a tongue twister. So let's just see that. Okay, so progress progress view. Okay, so this will give you a default progress view without any content. Let's make it live so you can see. Yeah, yeah. You might mistake this as the preview mode is loading, but in fact it's not, because that is the progress view. And sometimes let me do it this way. Okay, so let me add some text to it. So text, I am loading. Okay, so I'm loading. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, or maybe just the loading. You feel this familiar? Because yeah, I think most of the app will use this progress icon, because we got this basic implementation, and it's just a small cute indicator indicating that it's loading, right? And yeah, this is just some quick review. If you guys didn't know that, you know now. And let me just bring all that back, as well as our state. So we got this more complex version of progress. Let me just refresh that. By the way, the live preview is pretty convenient. You don't need to actually run the app, because you run the app, you run a lot of things that you do not need, especially if you are developing a pretty easy modularized app. You don't need to connect that to the, say, the backend database or something like that, so you can use it. Okay, so we already got our progress view, and what I'm going to do is to beautify it by adding some of the modifier. So basically, if you don't know what modifier is that the modifier basically just some yeah, as the name suggests, it's just to modify what the view is already is. So for example, if you are using a progress view, you can modify that by changing the color, changing the tilt. Okay, so yeah, let me just demonstrate that for you. Okay, so first you need to find this progress view. Okay, because you're going to modify that, you're going to find that. Okay, so I already set a on receive. Okay, so you need to find this on receive, and after the on receive, I think I'm going to add before that, because this is sort of like the logic, but the modifier I'm going to do is just to change say the color. Okay, so let's change the color to say I don't know, maybe just change the tilt, and I'm going to change that to dots and whatever color that you want to add. So for example, what about blue? Oh, sorry, it's already blue. And what about red? I'm going to use the pretty, yeah, simple color. In case you guys did not see that, I'm going to zoom in, and hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, we got this red progress. So yeah, we can change the tilt, and of course you can also change the progress view style. Remember, if you just do not put any of the option inside, we got this default loading icon that spinning around, and of course you can manually change all the progress view to that. So for example, you can change the progress style, view style, and add that style. So we can dots, automatic, circular, linear. Let's just use circular. Okay, and yeah, so we got this interesting circular and the red style icon that's spinning around, indicating it's a progressing. Okay, and then yeah, of course, I think the if you use this linear style, it will just give you back the default style, because the circular style is not so good at indicating the percentage you are doing. Just for example, if you just want to show the user, say the internet is not so good, so it's loading and waiting for the page to load, you could use that simple circular movement. But if you are saying you're downloading thing, if you or the backend server is processing, is doing some machine learning, and you can actually see the processing to 86%, and you want to show that, the better use this linear. Okay, but the linear is definitely not too good, because this is pretty thing. So what I'm going to do is to make it wider or taller in that sense. So what I'm going to do is to build a customer style, sort of like a configuration that you write yourself in another configuration file. so you can change that later. This is a good coding practice. Do not cram all this configuration in a in a basic view, but rather you need to bring all that out and reference that later. So yeah, I'm going to do that for you. Okay, so in order to make more customization, I think it's already pretty messy, so I think I might as well just open a new project and build it from start. So yeah, let's create a new project, and that will be an app, iOS app of course, and that will be customizable configuration. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe just a customization. Configuration, maybe. Okay. Configuration. Okay. Customization, configuration, app. I don't know. Just use this name. Okay, and click next, and progress bar, and yeah, and maybe just add a new folder saying that how to do the customization. So okay, so let's just create it, and of course create Git. So the first step of doing this modularized progress bar is to create a new configuration file, and that configuration file will be a struct that you can reference that. Yeah, let me just write it inside of here, and then I'm going to separate that out. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is to add an struct, and that struct will be our progress bar style. Okay, and the style will conform to our progress view style. Okay, and then you can add all the customization that you like. Okay, I'm going to leave it blank and finish here. So we got VStack, image, text, and the padding. I'm going to delete everything and adding the progress view. Maybe just a VStack and progress view, or maybe just nothing, a progress view. Okay, I'm trying to make it as simple as you can get, and so you guys can see what actually is going on without losing yourself in the tons of detail. So progress view is pretty simple. Progress view, and let me just comment it out so just get all the complaint gone. Progress view, if you do that, and it will give you a progress view, a loading icon, and then remember the progress view can have a certain value. So let me just add a dummy value here. So maybe just I don't know, maybe 86%. Okay, and remember it's need to be 0 point. So the full scale will be 1, and I'm going to get this 86%. Alright, and then I'm going to add a new thing here, which will be label, and this I haven't added earlier in my previous project. Okay, just I sort of add that manually by adding a string. This time I'm going to give it a proper name, which will be label. Okay, and the label will be, let me wrap it all inside of the text so I can do this properly. So for example, this will be a downloading action that you want to add to your app. So I'm going to say downloading. dot dot dot, so it's actually downloading. And yeah, and what I'm going to do is to add the current value label, and it's really convenient because you want the user to get what the current value is. Okay, so instead of just current value label, okay, and okay, and let me add a certain text, and that text will be since it's 86%, let me just say this will be 86%. Okay, and yeah, so we got a 86%, and we got downloading. We got this current label value. Yes, this looks pretty good. And what is even more interesting is that I'm going to add a configuration that we were doing here. So basically, I'm going to add a sort of like a modifier thing. So I'm going to say this will be a progress. Let me just release this progress bar style, and I'm going to say this will be a progress view style. I'm going to passing in the style of a progress bar style. Okay, and of course I may pass a certain value in, but it doesn't really matter. Just pass a certain value. I'm going to leave it blank because we haven't finished the customization struct yet. Okay, and let's continue. I'm going to finish the struct section, and right now it's got syntax error, which is normal because yeah, we haven't finished that. Okay, so let's just continue. We got progress view. Let me just add in some dummy data so you guys can see. Yeah, let me just leave it here. Just don't overcomplicate things. And we got progress view style, and so let's add more things to that progress view style. So for example, I'm going to add var, and that will be so I can add in the custom color, and that will be color. Okay, and the default color, I think, well, my favorite, and I want to be consistent with my previous project, which should be a red, I think. So let's go back here, and sorry about that here. So the color will be dot red. Okay, and I know it might not look too good because maybe blue or something will be better, but I'm just using bright color to give you guys the most contrast. Okay, and the red, and I might add in the height of the whole progress bar. So height will be, let me add a double for that, and that will be just initialize 0.0, and I'm going to add the label and label font. The font would be a different kind of style that just Apple provided for us. So for example, some fonts can be such as pretty big, pretty accented. So that will be title. Of course, you can be a type of body. Okay, so font style. I'm just label font style. Okay, and you can get the font style as dots, and get the body caption, footnote, something like that. If you want it pretty small, you can get like the footnote, something like that. I might as well just make it pretty big because I'd like the user to actually see how many data that have been downloaded, so I want to accent that, so I'm going to use title for that. And then this is a really important way of doing the customization, which be a make body configuration, and this is the great way to make the custom configuration. Okay, so if you type here, you can see create a view representing the body of a progress view. Okay, and you can add in more configuration to that. So for example, you can even using geometry render to get a really good triangle with rounded square radius, corner radius rendered, and yeah, let me just show you. Okay, so we get a configuration, turns on view, and here is our code. Okay, so let's write the code. So that's our progress. So I'm going to use a variable to represent the percentage that have been completed, and yeah, so I'm going to use progress for that. So progress will be a configuration and dots, because it's fraction, so fraction completed. It's a fraction that we complete that, and we need to consider 0.0, right? And then I'm going to call the geometry render to render the geometry. Basically, it's just one shape above another. So I'm going to get you guys a basic shape as the whole range of a progress bar, and on top of that, I'm going to add in an overlay, which will be the color that I want. So, for example, the color red. I'm going to write above that range, but to the percentage of the progress that I want to write. So yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just bear with me a second. Sorry about that. This is a little bit complicated issue, so just bear with me a few minutes. And so unlike all that layout in a vertical stack, so first call the geometry render, and inside of it we're going to get all the shape that we want, and I'm going to say the geometry. Okay, geometry in, and then I'm going to use the V stack to embed it all of my code, and of course I can get everything aligned at the center. So alignment, and center is a default, which will be good. And then I can add all the configuration. Okay, so I don't think that placeholder is necessary. So let's just leave the center here. Yeah, I think I can delete this as well. Okay, so yeah, no problem. And then I'm going to write the content here. So I'm going to get the label. So let me call this configuration first and get that label. And of course, I'm going to access the font. I think maybe I can write this way, so it's much more clear. And I'm going to pass in the style, which will be the title. So I'm going to pass in here. Okay, so if you want to change, you can just pass in say the footnote to here, and everything will be changed. So the font will be a label or font style, which will be the title, and then I'm going to add the basic rectangle as the let me draw you guys. Where's my pen anyway? And I can't find my pen anywhere, which is weird. I should be yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to pause it to find my pen. Okay, good news, I got my pen, and yeah, let me draw it. I think I can clear everything. So basically what I'm trying to do is to first declare this label, and I'm going to use title for that, and the progress bar basically just something like this. Okay, and I'm going to get a base version of progress bar, and on top of that, so like the 3D version of it, on top of that, I'm going to add in another progress bar, and this progress bar is changing constantly, and it's filled with a pretty bright color. So for example, red color. On top of this, say I'm going to use a black. Sorry about that. It's not black. Not black, or say gray. I think some grayish color is also good. So on top of that, I'm going to adding an overlay that changed according to the percentage that has been downloaded. Okay, so yeah, you got an idea. Forget my drawing. So yeah, so let's just write that code. So we got this configuration label. Where are we? Yeah, and then I'm going to render that vstat. Inside of the render, we got vstat. We got this configuration label, and let's add the rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to use rounded rectangle because in order to conform with Apple's iOS design philosophy, we need to make it more rounded, more flat, and at least that's nowadays Apple's apps trend. Sometimes you want it more 3D, sometimes you want more flat. That's yeah, just a trend of the time. And then, since it's a rounded rectangle, I'm going to add this corner radius, and let me just use 10.0. Okay, and of course you can add all sort of modifier because you want to add the say the color, and you can use UI color to do that. So UI color, yeah, UI color, and you can say, because it's a base color, you can use pretty dark color, so maybe black. I think black may not looking so good because it's a huge contrast. I tend to use gray for that, but in order for you guys to see pretty clearly, I'm going to use a gray contrast color and change that later on. So black, and of course you can add in the frame for that. So I'm going to add in a frame, and remember we got the height here, so I can pass this data to here, and the height will be height. Okay, so nothing too fancy. And of course you can get the width for that. So the width will be the geometry width, so nothing too fancy about that. So sort of you can just adjust that for itself. So frame, and we can get the where are we? Width. Okay, so the width, and you can get a certain number, but my suggestion is using the geometry. Okay, and the geometry dot, we can get the specific size of that geometry, and then you can access the width, so this can be more adjustable, rather than just to give you a sort of magic number to do that. So then of course I'm going to add in an overlay above all that. That will be the actual progress that you have achieved. So the overlay, and adding all the context to it. So overlay, let me just delete that and do them manually. And overlay, of course you can add in the alignment. Yeah. Let me just delete all that. It's really messy. So you can actually add alignment at every rendered geometry. So I'm going to use the dot center as well. So dot center. So everything will be center. It's leading and center is the most safe option, the safest option that you can get. And yeah, so it will be at the center of it. And of course, because you are actually writing you're putting another rectangle, rounded rectangle, of course, on top of that. So I'm going to just copy this rectangle and adding the corner radius, because the rounded rectangle, so maybe just use 10.0, because you want to completely cover the rectangle below. So yeah, thus the exact same size. So corner, not the size, I think it's the corner radius. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. So corner radius will be 10.0, and we need to fill that with color, and that color will be the color that you choose. And yeah, so remember, this color is the color that you you already know that user don't want change. You want to using a default background color. And of course, if you want this color to change, you can use something like the black background color. So fill the background color and get the background color here. So the color specifically will be just the actual progress that has been completed color. Okay, and of course then you can add all the frame, all this width and geometry, all that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use some mess here. Okay, so the width will be let's first get the geometry size. Okay, and I'm going to get the width of it, and because the width represents the progress that we get, so let me draw that for you. So yeah, so basically we already got this black background, and on top of that we got an overlay, which will be the red overlay, and the width, which will be this. Okay, so the will be the width of the overlay. Yeah, it's constantly changing according to whatever progress that you have achieved. So what I'm going to do is to size dot width and multiply that by the progress. And yeah, so just use the progress, and this is getting a lot of code here, so let me just shrink that a little bit, maybe just to make it disappear. Okay, we get more space. So, and of course you want a overlay, so overlay, and let me just use that manually. Overlay. Okay, so yeah, and then we're going to dealing with the problem of and then we're going to adding this overlay to dealing with the problem of yeah, where is it? Yeah, sorry about that. Solving the problem of another percentage overlay. So let me draw that for you. So we got this background, black background, so B for short, and above that we got a percentage overlay. So for example, 60% overlay, and this 60% is some text. Okay, is some label that you want to show above this percentage. So it's another overlay above that. So in order to do that, you need to add an overlay. So basically, you got this the basic image and the one overlay, and this part will be an overlay as well. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. So the overlay. So if yeah, let me. Okay, so if so first we need to check this current value label does not exist or not. So if it's not nil, the code inside will be executed. Okay, so I'm going to make that judgment, make that determination at first. Okay, so if our current, yeah, let me just copy and paste. I don't want to type all that out. So yeah, let me just type it out. We haven't typed it yet. So current value label will be, and let's get the configuration here. So configuration, current value label configuration, and dot current value label. Okay, so if does exist, I'm going to execute the following code. So it's just a nil, non-nil, logic before you actually adding the font as well as the color to the current value label. So I'm going to change the current value label and adding the modifier to it. So for example, you can change the font of it. Title, I think that's fairly big, and yeah, let's just use more drastic settings, and you can fine tune that later. Okay, and the dots, I'm going to change the color as well. So foreground color, and the color will be blue. I don't think the blue contracts well with the red. Maybe just completely white. Okay, so I think it's a huge contrast. Just red, inside red we get white. Or maybe you can change that color to just maybe gray this time. Okay, let me just use gray. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so yeah, I think I finished pretty much all of it, and this there are definitely some of the bracket that I need to delete. So yeah, let me pause it a few seconds. Okay, so yeah, after a little bit debug, I think it's just just different brackets. So I just adjust that, and everything works. But there are some obvious error here. The center does not always hold true the center rule, so you can't put everything in the center. For example, the progress should start at the left, so it should be leading rather than center. So the first should be not be the center, but rather here. Yeah, this should be the leading. Okay, so this should be leading, and then I think the yeah, I may just define every center here. So the overlay will be leading as well. So it will be a good thing to do, because you want the progress to start from the left rather than from the yeah. And yeah, and of course the background, black background can also be the center in case, and it should be leading. Sorry, in case something unexpected happen. So I'm going to search for center, and yeah, we don't got, so we already changed everything, and yeah, so I think we pretty much finished that. So we got downloading, we got percentage, and the good way of adjusting that is that we can use a certain height, as well as say I want to change the color. So I can say the color will be say blue, and separate that. So find blue in scope. Oh, sorry about that. it should be dot blue. Okay, so if you want to change the from red to blue, just change the dot blue. You want to change the fonts, you can say separator, and the font label font style. Say you want to customize that by label font style, and that will be a dots. So it's not caption, but maybe headline, title, maybe title 2. So the subtle change, you can do that. Okay, and you can see the download just becomes smaller because you adjust that from title to title 2. Yeah, so that's how to do the customization. And yeah, I think this video is already pretty long. It's already 40 minutes, and yeah, so I think in the next video I'm going to use this technique to apply that to our original project by using the customization, and I'm going to show you how to separate the struct. So this the reason for using this new project is that I don't want all that to get pretty messy. As you guys can see, it got pretty messy pretty quickly. I will demonstrate all the customization in this project, and I'm going to use that to our original project, and I'm going to separate the struct to a configuration file, so it's more sort of a better practice in your real development. And I'm going to use this ever-changing data to fill that progress bar. And of course, I will show you how to do a sort of like the bar, like a clock, rounded progress bar. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. And if you think my video is helpful, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumb up. And yeah, I also got a lot of other channels. So if you're interested in digital art or music, yeah, I got another channel as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye.